Hey, it's Joey, and this is my first gear review. Today I want to talk about the ZPacks Arc Blast 55-liter backpack. I was shopping around for weeks before buying this backpack. I felt like I couldn't come to a decision, and it would have been nice to have a simplified video just about this backpack as I compared it to other backpacks I was looking at. I'll start off with 3 important factors that I had, and then I will talk about all the features of this pack, some of the specs and pros and cons so that you can compare it to anything else that you're looking at. You should come up with a few features that are really important to you, things that you are prioritizing before you buy a backpack. For me, that was size, weight, and some sort of frame. That's not because I don't like frameless packs. I wanted to have that support and weight distribution to my hips in case I had longer carries or heavier weight on any of my hikes. The 55-liter is perfect for me. I can take it on weekend trips, I can take it on through hikes, and I can carry what I need. Especially with that frame being able to hold 35 pounds is really cool, and it only weighs 19.9 ounces. So those are awesome, and those are my 3 important features in this backpack that I was looking for as I shopped. So some backpacks that I was comparing to when I was purchasing were the Hyperlight Mountain Gear 3400, which is really similar to this backpack, and the Gossamer Gear Mariposa, which is a 60-liter, and the Gossamer Gear Gorilla, which is a 50-liter. This one sits right between those two, and I was this close to going with Gossamer Gear. I think that their designs are really nice. I like the frameless weight that they have and the built-in sit pad that kind of supports the back. I love their designs. I think that someday I will own a Gossamer Gear pack, but for me this one was the sweet spot, and so that's why I went with it. There are other ZPacks packs that are really popular in the backpacking through hiking world, such as the Arc Haul, which is at the 62-liter size, and some of the Air designs, which take away that mesh back and still have the curve to it so that it's kind of like it sits off of your back completely. My girlfriend has the 50-liter Arc Air, I believe, and she really loves it. I'm kind of jealous of the no mesh because I feel like she doesn't get any back sweat on that, but I don't know, maybe she does, I don't know. So let's talk about some of the features. ZPacks goes with the Dyneema Hybrid DCF. This is a bio-based DCF at 3.1 ounces per square yard. It's really popular material in the ultralight world because it's so light and it's water resistant. I say water resistant because that's how ZPacks puts it on their website. It can soak through. People may say it's waterproof. It can soak through. I haven't had that happen, but with enough water saturation, it can soak through. So I do use a bag liner inside. But that's why the roll top is nice. Obviously keeps that seal without using a zipper or anything like that. And as you eat through your food, if this is packed all the way full and as you eat through your food throughout the days, you can compress down to a much smaller size, which is really cool because now it doesn't look like a 55-liter pack. On the sides, we have 2 side pockets, which is great for 2 water bottles, 1 to 1.5 liters. I use a smart water bottle with the squeeze top. Maybe you've got your water filter attached to that, and you can use these compression straps on each side to really secure that in, especially if you're doing any scrambling or you tend to sit down with your pack on for a couple minutes. You don't want to drop any water bottles. Then we look at the front. Got the standard mesh pocket in the front, which I feel like is a feature on a lot of packs now because it's so convenient. You can have quick grab items like your rain jacket if you know that it's going to rain that day, or you can dry things out like smelly socks or something. At the top we have this top strap, which obviously helps with compressing your pack down, but also can be a little bit of storage on top. I like to put a little Z seat in there so I can pull that out if I'm taking a break. and it doesn't need to be put away from the rain or anything like that, so it's a good spot for it. You can also get their V-strap, which attaches here and can hold a bear can on top. It keeps it from shifting and sliding out. Or you can fit a bear can inside. That is one of the features of this pack. It can hold standard bear cans on the inside. You can even wrap a pad around it or anything like that, but it's got enough size to it that you can carry it on the inside or on top with the V-strap, which is not included. When you flip it around, you'll see these two ports. This is for a hydration port. On either side, if you prefer left or right, you can have your water bladder straw come out if you're carrying a Camelback or something like that. All right, now the features on the suspension system is what makes ZPacks so well designed and so light. We have the curved external frame here on each side. It's a really thin, ultralight little pole that you can adjust the curve of, and it keeps the pack off of your back and helps disperse the weight. This mesh is what sits against your back, and you're going to adjust it to make sure you have somewhere around 2 inches of space between the mesh and the pack so that you get airflow and no back sweat. I highly recommend, if you buy this backpack, to check out ZPacks measurements to make sure you get the right size, and their videos once you have the pack to make sure that you set this up well, because there are a lot of adjustments, which is really good, but can be confusing, and if you don't do it correctly, will be really uncomfortable. They do have load lifters on top, which helps with balancing that weight. You have a torso adjustment for your height, well, really your torso length, because it's not directly correlated to height. And then you also have the adjustable hip pad, which you can also add more support and cushion to. What I really like about the hip belt is the 2 adjustments on each side. You have 1 buckle, but 2 tension adjustments. So if you have curvier hips, you can tighten the top of the strap a little bit more so that it hugs your hips like this. And that's also helpful for people with, like me, with no butt, where I might need to kind of tighten that on top of my hip bone so that it doesn't keep sliding down. I feel like that's not a function on a lot of backpacks. Well, it is on some, but not all. And I think that is kind of important, especially if you find that that becomes uncomfortable throughout the day, or throughout the whole trip if you tend to lose weight or whatever, and you need that adjustable hip to kind of hug your curves a little bit more. Now, I think the last feature that is really important to talk about is the modular design. I mentioned it briefly earlier, but the daisy chain is equipped on the shoulder straps and on the hip straps. This is so that you can add attachments like a camera strap or a camera clip like I have here, the Peak Designs, or a hip pouch, which comes from ZPacks separately. I think these are really cool. I do like having quick access to like chapstick, sunglasses, cell phone, and it's waterproof, but it is extra, so that's something to think about. And then you have 2 straps on the bottom of the pack, which I guess could be used as like compression straps or external storage. They're pretty large. You can fit a sleeping pad in there, or maybe a rain fly or something that you don't mind getting a little bit wet or dirty. Alright, so you saw the pack and all of the features. Hopefully that was informative and helped you get a good idea of it. Now I'm just going to simplify my pros and cons. I've used this somewhat, not extensively on like a thru hike or anything, but first impressions, here we go. Cons. I'm going to start with the cons. First one is, this is a pricey pack, $375, and you're going to pay more if you want any add-ons like the hip pouch. There are cheaper options out there that probably have a lot of the same features, but I really like the weight and how much weight it could hold, so I bit that one. There aren't many pockets obviously. You have the two side pockets for water bottles, or maybe trekking poles through the compression straps, and the mesh pocket in front, which can hold your wet gear or quick grab items. But there isn't much else after that, just some straps and one large container right down the middle. And last con is that DCF is not the most durable. I haven't had any problems with it yet, but from what I've read is it can wear down over time and it can rip pretty easily, so sliding down rocks and snow and stuff might not be the best for your pack. If you're prioritizing durability, then DCF might not be for you, but so far it's been good for me, so I like it. And my pros, first one is obvious one. It is ultralight as can be. 19.9 ounces at 55 liters is pretty crazy, and I'm pretty stoked about it. My favorite pro is that this thing is modular but still feels simplified. So it is one big pack, but I can add a hip pouch, I can add camera straps, I can add the V-strap for a bear canister, and it's all based on the trip. I don't have to constantly have those features on there if I don't need them. So I like that it's modular, and I like that it still feels simple. That's just good design. So I really appreciate that. And last pro is that it can hold more than some of the other ultralight packs and still feel comfortable. When I took it to Shenandoah for an overnight, I kind of haphazardly packed it. I had some of my heavier, like, don't always need gear because it was just an overnight. And I was on the heavier end of my packing and really not being careful about the way I did it, but I still felt comfortable. It sits well on the hips. Those hips are adjustable. You can add cushion if you need it. And the frame helps distribute the weight and still stay balanced on your back without, feeling like you're falling backwards or constantly crouched over or something like that. So I really liked that about this pack. I'm excited to put it through some more tests, and maybe I'll do another one of these after trying it out a little bit more. But feel free, please leave some comments if you have any thoughts on what you think about this pack, or if you have questions, maybe I can answer those for you as well. And yeah, send this video to your friends or whoever else you think might be interested in learning about the ZPacks Arc Blast 55 liter. Hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.